Welcome back. I'm Fantastic Frankie, and this is the second edition of our stay-at-home magic show. During these trying times, we don't get to get out much, so I thought I'd bring some magic to you. If you missed the first show, it's still streaming here on Facebook, and go back and look at it. But this is the second show, and I'm going to start out with a very interesting trick. I'm going to give away my secret again, because I do that every once in a while. Magicians aren't supposed to, but I do. Regular deck, all the cards are different. So we tell them apart. We went over that last time. Now I'm going to create 4 piles. I'm going to put that there face up and put a card down. Flip them, put some face up and then a card down. Flip them, put some face up and then a card down. Flip them, put some face up and then a card down. I don't need those. Now, what's interesting about this trick is that I cut in 4 different places and I put down 4 different cards, but amazingly, they all have the same value. They're all queens. And you're probably saying, well, how did I know they were queens? Because this is a marked deck. Do you see the marks? Well, you do see the marks. See, the marks are the whole back of the card. Because this was a regular deck, but when I flip them over, it's just a plain back deck. They're all blank. So these were the only 4 red ones. Those had to be the 4 queens. Pretty tricky. Now with this next trick, I'm going to test your powers of observation. I know some of you are doing some homeschooling and you got to keep your minds fresh. So let me see if I can keep your minds fresh for you and with you. If you'll notice here, I have 6 cards. I'd like you to look at one of those 6 cards. Look at it very intently, very intensely. Look at that card. Now get it in your mind. Now, if I wave the cards and then spread them, look what happens. The card you thought of is gone. Is your card still there? Because I magically made it disappear. But not only did it disappear on the front, it disappeared on the back as well. For this next trick, I'm going to have my assistant Margie give me her assistance. That's what assistants do. Margie, do you know the difference between illusion and reality?
No.
Well, you should. See, this is reality. This is a Starbucks stirrer. And this is reality. It's a Starbucks bag. Oh, I have 2 sticks. I don't need 1. Okay? Now, would you examine the bag? Is it empty?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody see the bag is empty. Now, put the bag over here. What I'd like you to do, so that I don't cheat on you, is I'd like you to take this pen, the pen, and draw a line partway down the stick. Okay, that's pretty good. Now, reality is if I take this stick and break it, you can hear that, you can see that. But if I give you the half, see it matches, and I take the other half and put it into the bag, and then fold the bag up, can you feel that? Is it in there?
Mm-hmm.
Now listen. Did you hear that? Did you? Here, you break it. Break it right there. Go ahead. Break it and back. You heard that? You felt? Do it again. Do it again. You heard it? You felt it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Was that illusion or reality?
Felt real.
But amazingly, if I take the bag and rip it open, it's not broken. See if that's the same stick. Does it match the line that you drew? So sometimes we don't know the difference between illusion and reality. We don't need the jokers. Once again, to show you, regular deck. I'll shuffle these up. Pick a card, any one at all. Don't let me see it. Is that the one you want? You sure? You took two. Just take one. Okay, you want that card. Mm-hmm. Okay, you know what that is. Mm-hmm. All right? So your card is one of those. Now, what I'd like you to do is anytime you want, put it back in the deck. So you put it right next to the 6 of clubs. You're sure that's the 6 of clubs? That was where you wanted me to stop. You put your, no, your card's not there. It's actually gone. What did you do with it? Okay, we're going to find it using forensic science. I love to watch those forensic shows. To find your card, I'm going to take 6 cards, and we're going to do best out of 6. Put those over here. Now be honest with me. Was that your card?
No.
Put that right there. Was that your card?
No.
How about that?
Nope.
So none of those 3. Okay, I got 3 to go. Was that your card?
No.
Best out of 6. We're down to best out of 2. Was that your card?
No.
So none of those were your card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not your card. How about that one?
No.
No. Do me a favor. Give me a number from 1 to 6.
3.
3. I want you to take your finger like this and count 3, starting there.
1, 2.
Put
3.
your hand on that card. So I showed you 6 cards, and none of them were yours. What was your card, Margie?
6 of hearts.
I think it was a 7 of hearts.
7
Turn
of
it
hearts.
over. Yeah.
Ta-da!
Here's another illusion and reality, sort of. I have 3 ropes here, and they're all different sizes. Margie, have you ever eaten in an Italian restaurant and noticed that all the spaghetti is exactly the same size?
Yes.
That's not by accident, because sometimes when the spaghetti comes in, and I'll use the ropes to illustrate, because if it was real spaghetti, I would have eaten it by now. Some of the ropes come in and they're short, or some of the spaghetti comes in and it's short, and some are real long, and some are not quite as long. Well, you can't serve it like that, because then you couldn't twist it and turn it. So what I do is I go in and I help those Italian restaurants. I cook the spaghetti al dente, just nice and firm. Then I take 3 strands at a time that are all different sizes, and I rearrange them so that all 6 ends are exactly at the same height. Now they're the same size here, but of course not here. Even if I did that, they still wouldn't be the same. But think about this. If they're the same size there, and I take 3 of them and pull on them, they'll be the same on the top and the bottom. And we have 1, 2, 3, all the same size. And that way you can twirl it and enjoy your dinner. Or else we have to cut it up like for a little kid. Now what's amazing, and when we started, one was short, and one was real long, and one wasn't quite as long. But now they're not that way anymore. Now, what I like to do at the end of each of my shows is actually do a trick and then teach you how to do it so that you guys at home could learn this trick. It's really easy. And then do it for your friends and family. Now, you can't do it for your family just watching this show with you because they'll already know. But you can practice on them, and then once we can get back out into the world and we don't have all this separation, we can do the trick for somebody else. All right, let's make sure I don't have any jokers in here. Oh, this is, I can't use that deck. That was the white deck. Okay. Now what I want to show you is that all the cards in the deck are still different. Marge, do you pay attention?
Of course.
I bet you don't. And I'm going to prove it to you. Okay? Let me shuffle these up. Okay. What I want you to do is pick two cards. Take two cards together. Look at them. Show the camera. Show everybody at home. Now take those cards and put them in the deck separately, in different places. Push them all the way in. Okay? They're all in there, right? Mm-hmm. Now you take the cards. Put one hand on top and one on the bottom. Now you pick two cards, right, Marge? Mm-hmm. And you put them in the deck. Mm-hmm. Not on the top, not on the bottom, but in the deck and apart from each other. Mm-hmm. Well, see, you didn't pay attention. Now they're on the bottom together. See, I told you didn't pay attention. Now, you're probably wondering, how did I do that? Well, I told you how I did it. You didn't pay attention. Pick those cards up. Okay? Now, this time I want you to turn them over and pretend you put them in. Don't really put them in, like make-believe. Like the kids used to make believe, like they made believe they were doing their homework when they were really playing on the computer. So make-believe. Pretend you put them in. Now, did you make believe you put them separate or together?
Separate.
So these two on top couldn't possibly be yours. Or are they? Turn those two over. They're not. They're different. 9 of spades, 9 of clubs, 7 of clubs, 7 of... They're opposites. So what I did, you saw me do it here, I set the deck up while I was talking to you. I put 2 on top. I put the opposite 2 on the bottom. I then spread them out and I said, pick 2 cards. But as I said that, I handed you 2 cards. So I didn't do this. I didn't say, pick 2 cards. But I held them out here and I said, pick 2 cards. And then I asked you, look at them, remember them, show them to the camera. Now turn them over, turn face down. Did you pick 2 cards? And you said, you didn't pick them, I gave them to you. But you forgot, you weren't paying attention. Now pretend you put them in. Doesn't matter where you put them, I then let you hold them, and I said, you didn't put them on top, you didn't put them on the bottom. See, the average adult has a 15-second attention span. Kids, it's 12 seconds. So then I said, look, now they're on the bottom. So that's how you do the trick. You set it up, you put a 7 and 9 on the top, and a 7 and 9 on the bottom, opposite 7 and opposite 9, and the trick's done. Practice that trick, and you could impress people. Thank you for joining us. We'll come back and do another show real soon.